Juicer John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And what we're going to do today is a juice off that actually I got asked a lot about after one of my last videos with the all-new Solostar 4. And people want to know, John, what's better, the Solostar 4 or the Green Star Elite? You know, there's a lot of different juicers out there, and each juicer, they all have their pros and cons. I mean, in the class, the Solostar 4 is the best one I've tested at this point in terms of yield, but every juicer has a whole set of pros and cons. And, you know, that's what I want to share with you guys today. You know, I mean, you guys might be watching this video because you guys are looking for the best juicer, or you're watching this video because you know, like my video presentations and you already own a juicer and you don't really care what the outcome is. But for the fact of the matter is, most of you guys are watching this video to find the best juicer for you. And you know, the best juicer for you is the one that's going to juice the best and the highest quality, most quantity of juice for you. It's going to work well. You're going to be able to deal with the cleanup, or you know, be able to clean it up easily if that's important to you. It'll have a high nutrient content of the juice. Have other features that you may want in a juicer, like such as a long warranty, for example. And so it's my job, you know, to make these videos because literally nobody else has done the in-depth or volume of videos that I have on this topic. I want to really fit you guys with the right juicer, much like a shoe salesman in the olden days would fit you with the shoe that fits properly instead of one that doesn't fit and is going to give you blisters, like I know many of you guys might be wearing shoes that give you blisters these days. And so that's what I'm sharing with you guys, right? So I want you guys to pick the best juicer based on your specific needs and your criteria that you have. Something that might be important to you is, you know, I want to have a long warranty. Well, then you'd be in luck because both these machines have some of the longest warranties in the whole juicing industry. This actually, the Solostar 4 has a 15-year warranty, and the Green Star Elite has a 12-year warranty. And I mean, they just don't get pretty much any longer than that. That's insane. I mean, think if your iPhone had a 15-year warranty, and if it ever broke, you know, it'd be replaced. They got short warranties, and you know, they want you to buy an extended warranty. But yeah, these juicers, when you buy a good juicer, not just a piece of junk juicer from the local store, you know, you're gonna get, you know, good solid warranty so that you'll be juicing for many, many, many years to come. Guaranteed, because the juicer will not break because it is warranted. But yeah, there's so many different criteria, easy to clean, you know, most nutrient content, most yield, and all these are factors that I want you to take into consideration. And if you're having challenges getting a juicer, you know, and picking the right one, because I have a lot of videos and I want to encourage you guys to empower yourselves and watch the videos to see how the machines work so you can choose the one that you think is going to be the most compatible with you because you know the best. Make a list of what's important to you. John, these factors are important to me. Maybe like your top 3 most important factors. And you know, make a list of, John, these are the produce items I'll be juicing the most. These are the ones I'll be juicing the least. These are the ones I'd like to be able to juice, and let me know like how often you'd be juicing each one of those, you know. So for example, if somebody wants to juice a lot of fruits, these might not be the juicers for you, but I definitely have a juicer that will work. But if you want to juice a lot of greens, these are some of the machines you will want to consider. So yeah, selecting the right juicer can be very challenging, and that's why I make these videos for you guys. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this juice off and this comparison. So anyways, we got the Green Star Elite by Tribest, 15-year warranty. This runs at 110 RPMs or revolutions per minute. And this is known as a twin gear juicer. You know, over on this side we have the Solostar 4 juicer, and this is a single auger juicer. It has a 12-year warranty, runs at 57 RPMs. And this is known as a single auger horizontal juicer. So just because a juicer is a juicer doesn't mean it's the same. You know, there's a lot of centrifugal ejection, those high-speed machines that I don't necessarily recommend these days for most people because they do tend to oxidize the juice more and reduce the amount of nutrition. Or specifically, you know, for me, I want the disease-fighting ability. And I know many of you guys may be working through different things in your body. And, you know, I will say that with the proper nutrition, the body can do miraculous things. And the problem is most people are eating the foods that have the least amount of nutrition, including things like the processed foods, packaged foods, you know, pasteurized, you know, juices and sodas, and even animal products, you know, in excess, which in my opinion, most people eat animal products in excess. And we need to reduce that and increase the amount of fruits and vegetables we eat. And that's why the juicers are so good. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into how these machines work. I did say this is a twin gear juicer. Let's go ahead and take this machine apart. And if we pop these off here, you're going to see how this machine works. It basically has 2 twin gears in here. And if you guys are like into auto mechanics, you know, this kind of looks like inside an automotive transmission. It's got all the gears, and these gears just literally spin around. If you guys can see that, see them spinning around. And these are not sharp at all, you know, you're not going to cut yourself with them or anything like that. But what these do is they take the produce and you put the produce in between here, and it literally squeezes. So it crushes, mixes, and then squeezes out all the juice out of the produce. So this is a 3-stage juicer. This is meant to simulate like the Norwalk juicer, which many people think is the best juicer, and in my opinion it's a good juicer. But I personally believe that the Green Star Lead even exceeds the juice quality of the Norwalk based on studies I have seen, as well as the color and the taste of the juice. So yes, this is a 3-stage juicer. Now, the thing is, people don't understand that every juicer style is better or worse for certain produce items. So for example, the twin gear juicer, you know, what it works best on is the hard root vegetables and really firm fruits. So like nice firm apples works pretty good on, but even better than that, it works on the firm root vegetables. So carrots and beets, this thing tears it up, man. It does it really well, makes a high yield, makes a dry pulp, and gives you the most amount of nutrition in the juice. The problem is this machine, you know, the twin gear design doesn't juice everything like as well as the hard root vegetables. So for example, the leafy greens, I mean, it's called the Green Star Elite. It does juice greens better than a centrifugal ejection high-speed machine. But, you know, it will juice greens and get a very high yield, but it tends to make a little bit of foam if you're juicing them alone. So if you're juicing like hard vegetables and leafy greens, then this machine, bar none, is probably going to yield the most out of any machine I've ever tested, you know, hands down. Now if you want to go ahead and juice fruits in this, like if you try to juice a pineapple in this machine, you're going to be pulling your hair out if you still got hair, because it just doesn't really work too well if you juice straight pineapple. Now if you want to juice like pineapple with carrot, right, you put a piece of pineapple, you put a piece of carrot, it's going to work beautifully. The problem is this machine really needs hard fibrous material like in roots or even leafy greens to work properly, and with softer fruits it doesn't do so well. That being said, something like watermelon, almost any juicer could juice watermelon because it literally just crushes it up and there's no fiber. I think it's the fiber content that's a problem. It's like, think of a banana, right? You really cannot juice a banana. You can maybe juice a banana with a carrot and you'll get like some banana flavor, but you're not going to have like banana juice. And so that's really the challenge with the twin gears. They're not optimal at juicing fruit, you know, alone. The main thing with the twin gears is also you need to be concerned about assembling it on the gears. I don't know if you guys see that. There's like 3 dots, 2 dots on one dot on the other. You need to make a triangle out of those before you actually put them in the machine. And this machine is fairly easy to assemble and disassemble. This is the latest model twin gear juicer that Trivest has come out with over the years, and it's, you know, in my opinion, better than the previous generations. The other thing I want to mention is that the screen on any juicer is the most difficult part to clean on any juicer. This has nice small holes, which means you're going to get minimal pulp of the juice, but you will need to, you know, clean this when you're done, and there is a fair bit of amount of screen area on here. Another thing I like about this machine is that actually on the end of this there's a little end cap with a spring, and this little end cap or outlet adjusting knob actually has a spring tensioner. So what happens is this spring tension, which is pretty tough, I could like squeeze it in, but basically it keeps the produce inside the machine until it's fully wrung out and all the juice is squeezed out before it lets it out. So I like that it has this feature. And when you're juicing things like greens and hard root vegetables, you're going to screw this all the way in, and if you're juicing like some fruits, you're going to like, you know, maybe only screw it in like halfway to leave a little bit of space so that the fruit pulp could come out and not get backed up. So yeah, this machine is probably, you know, one of the more difficult ones to clean on the market in my opinion. Of course, the manufacturer and their literature will say it's easy to clean, and I suppose that's all relative. For me, this is one of the machines that has a lot of different nooks and crannies and things to clean. You know, one of the facts I like is that the gears are stainless steel with nylon, and all these parts are nylon, so they are BPA free. And so this just assembles, and we're all ready to go on that one. Now over to this side, this is a single auger juicer. This works a little bit differently. And how this one works is basically there's an auger on the inside. Let me go ahead and take this apart for you guys. And on this auger, what happens, instead of the produce going in between the gears and getting, you know, literally crushed, mixed, and squeezed, this, you put the produce in here and it literally just crushes it, number one, and number two, it works it down this little worm gear, and the space gets smaller and smaller, so literally, finally when the space is small enough, it just squeezes out the juice. So personally, you know, the process in this machine is a little bit better for root vegetables, but the process for this machine is definitely better for the leafy greens. So this one does leafy greens better than this one, just due to the way it works. And every juicer is better or worse at certain things, and there's some juicers like the Solostar juicer by Tribest, which is, you know, a pretty good balance between, you know, juicing fruits, vegetables, and hard vegetables and leafy greens. So this one is really good for juicing the greens, and especially like if you want to juice straight up wheatgrass, this is the machine you really want to get. Or if you want to juice like a lot of sprouts, I generally recommend the horizontal single auger juicers. That's where these shine. So this will juice the leafy greens the best. It'll juice, you know, the hard vegetables, the carrots and the beets and whatnot fairly well, and it'll juice the fruits a little bit better than this guy, but still this will have some challenges with the backup, and if you're trying to juice 100% fruits by themselves. But if you once again put a little bit of fruit like a pineapple, then a piece of carrot, pineapple carrot, it's going to work great. The thing to remember on this machine is that this is the juicing screen, and this juicing screen actually has a lot more screen area than even the Green Star Elite. So this may take even more time to clean the screen alone, although there are more nooks and crannies in the Green Star Elite than the Solostar 4 juicer. One of the things I hope they do in the future is reduce the screen size and maximize the yield, you know, because that'll really make juicing a lot easier to do. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to get out the juicer, I'm not going to juice because it's going to take too long, it's going to take too long to clean, and then you're not going to do it. And my job is, no matter what juice you buy, I want you to buy a juicer that you feel comfortable with the cleaning process at the end, and cleaning it so that you just, it's not a stumbling block, it's not a hurdle, it's not something that's going to stop you from juicing, because juicing, in my opinion, is one of the healthiest things, healthiest foods you can put into your body on the entire planet. So assembly on this is quite easy, and this is very minimal parts to clean, not too much to remember. Just shove this guy in here, put this screen in, it says upper, we're going to just shove that in the upper. And on this outlet knob, once again, you know, this one also has a little adjustment knob that you could put in here, and you're just going to go ahead and screw this all the way in, you know, to keep the pulp in there, you know, until it's dry before it comes out. If you're juicing fruits, you may need to remove it, or just, you know, just put it in a little bit so that it's not super tight. And we're going to go ahead and crank that guy in there. Going to go ahead and shut that guy down. And so, the other thing, you know, a lot of factors. We talked about the warranty. We didn't talk about the size of the machine. Like, this machine is actually quite large. So if you live in an apartment in New York City, you don't have a lot of counter space. This might be too big, but this one's a lot more compact. As a matter of fact, this is probably the most compact, most powerful, and lowest RPM single auger horizontal juicer on the market out there. Of course, you know, on the funnel, I like the funnel on the Green Star Elite. It's a lot larger than the funnel on the Solostar 4. And the feed chutes, they're a little bit different. This is about 1.5 inches square, like that. And this is about 1.5 inches circular. So this actually has a little bit larger feeding chute, which makes feeding things into the juicer a little bit easier. So I do like that a lot. Of course, also, if you are going to travel with your juicer, that may be another consideration that you may have. There's so many considerations. This is very light, easy, and small and compact to travel with. This is a lot heavier and a lot larger to travel with. So I guess the next thing I really want to do is just get into this juice off and juice you know, 1 pound of leafy greens in each machine to show you guys which juicer will juice leafy greens the best. Alright, so now I'm set up and just about ready to juice. Now both these machines do come with collection cups, and I want to let you guys know that I'm not using the ones that are included. Normally with the Green Star Elite you get a nice about 1 quart glass collection cup, and in the Solostar 4 you get 2 smaller plastic collection cups. And both machines do come with a strainer to strain out the juice if you don't like pulp in your juice. So what we'll be juicing today, as I mentioned, are the leafy greens. So I basically have this kale here, and this is earthbound organic kale. Comes in a 1 pound bag at my local health food store. These are also very inexpensive if you shop at the warehouse club stores such as the Costco or the Sam's Club. You know, that's probably one of the cheapest places to get these guys. Now I like using baby greens when I'm juicing because they're more tender, they're easier for the juicer to work on. Plus, if I don't want to juice them, they're also very easy and convenient to eat because the baby greens are the best greens to eat because they're more tender and soft than the large greens. So I could buy these to juice, or I could buy them to make smoothies, or I could just buy them and use them in salads. So, you know, they're very multifunctional, these greens. In addition, I really like that these are already pre-washed, like triple pre-washed 3 times. I've rarely, if ever, seen any bugs or anything in these guys. And so I like that I could just rip open the package and juice, because that's what I want you guys to do. I want it to make it simple for you guys to juice, so that you guys actually juice and do it every day. Because, you know, being consistent and eating more fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet, you will be healthier because of it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead in this episode, and we're going to go ahead and juice in the Solostar 4 juicer. And I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm just basically going to put my stopwatch on here so you guys can see how long it takes. I'm going to go ahead and just do this pretty quick, and you guys will just see the stopwatch going with me juicing. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll hit the start button here, and we'll get started. Alright, here we go. Rip open this bag and we'll get juicing. Alright, here we go. Got the last of that kale out. So some of the things I noticed about the Solostar 4 and juicing is that the funnel is kind of a little bit small, and I don't know if you guys saw, but I dropped a lot of leaves out and had to pick them back up, so I wish they actually had a larger funnel in here. Looks like it juiced quite well. We're going to go ahead and let it run for just a few more seconds until we turn this off. And then we're going to go ahead and get started in the Green Star Elite. Now that looks like it took about 5.5 minutes approximately. Had a couple blunders when I was getting started and whatnot. And now let's go ahead and reset this, and let's go ahead and hit the start button here, and we'll get juicing in the Green Star Elite. Looks like I'm just about done juicing in the Green Star Elite. That actually went a lot easier with the larger feed chute and the the easier funnel, and the Green Star kind of like readily accepts the kale in a little bit better than the Solostar 4. Really worked great. And that's pretty much all the greens in there. Now once again, I want to let you guys know that you guys should let their juicer run just a few more minutes, after you're done juicing. So with each of these machines, there will be some residual pulp left in the juicer when you are done juicing. For that reason, I do recommend, when you're done juicing, if you're juicing all greens, maybe juice like 1 stalk of celery afterwards to help push all those greens through. The nice fiber in the celery will really help to accomplish this. So next I want to check out the fiber. So of course there is still fiber left in both these machines, and here's the Green Star Elite fiber here. It's really dry. If we squeeze it out, like I really can't even squeeze any liquid out of it. So that's quite impressive. Now here is the Solostar 4 fiber. We could take this and look at this. We could squeeze just, wow, a few drops out. You guys see that? Dripping some drops out. So the Green Star was technically more efficient, juicing. Oh, we got to stop this guy. I don't know when it stopped at when I was done, but I believe that it actually took less time in here than the Solostar 4. So we'll actually pop up the 2 times right above when they're both finished and how long it took. And yeah, Solostar 4 took a little bit longer just due to the problem with feeding things in. the pulp was significantly drier than the Green Star, so that means it should have created more yield, right? Well, let's check. So the challenge I'm seeing, and you guys can see that here, basically I should have had a larger collection bowl, but what happened here is quite self-evident, is that the Green Star Elite, due to the design, actually produced way more pulp in the juice. So let's go ahead and do a close-up for you guys on the two juices and explain more about which juicer yielded supreme in this juice-off comparison. Let's go ahead and give you guys a close-up of the yields here. On the Green Star Elite side, let's take a look at see what we got. We got a Pyrex measuring cup that's 2 cups, so I probably should have used the one that was a little bit more fatter and not as tall, like the one that comes with the machine, so it wouldn't have actually overflowed. You guys can see clearly that the yield is approximately a little bit above the 8-ounce mark, or 1 cup. And then going up from there, we got at least another 2 cups of straight up foam. It overfoamed a little bit, and it's actually the juicer still dripping, and it looks like we even lost some juice on the countertop. So you know, probably we've made a little bit over 8 ounces. Now over on the Solostar 4 side, the difference is clear. Look at that. We made significantly over 8 ounces, even to compensate for the juice drips on the other side. You can see clearly the difference. Plus we made a lot less foam on the Solostar 4, despite the pulp being even wetter. So as you guys clearly saw, the Solostar 4 reigned supreme in this juice-off juicing straight leafy greens. It would also do about as well when juicing wheatgrass or other sprouts and other things of similar texture, microgreens for example. So if you want to juice straight greens, we know the answer and which juicer to get. You want to get the Solostar 4 because it's going to do the best. You know, it made more juice, made less foam, and you know, that's really cool. So I mean, if this foam dissipated, because basically what is foam? Foam is aerated juice. And so if all this foam materialized in the glass, and if we let this sit a while, actually the foam will decrease and the juice will increase as the air bubbles come out of the foam. So while I do believe the Green Star overall makes a higher quality juice due to the magnetics and far infrared and the technologies they use inside here, you know, it's not too helpful when it is, you know, aerated a little bit, because that lowers the nutrition. So there's always competing forces. The power of good, the power of evil, the power of Superman, the power of Lex Luthor, or whatever, right? And there's always opposing forces, and that's alright, right? You want to do the best you can. So in this instance, you know, if I was using leafy greens, clearly the Solostar 4 is the answer. But now, you know, the results would change if I added like a pound of carrots and a pound of greens, and I alternated, you know, some greens, some carrot, some greens, some carrot, some greens, some carrot. Then in that case, I know which machine will reign supreme in that situation. It's going to be the Green Star Elite, because with that hard root vegetable fiber between the greens, right, there'll be less foaming. And the Green Star Elite is also more efficient on the carrots than the horizontal single auger juicers in my previous tests. So if you're going to juice like greens and roots, then the Green Star would definitely be my choice for that, because it's going to do a lot better. Let's talk about reducing the foaming, right? How can you reduce the foaming? So a few ways. You wash the produce right before you're going to juice it, and make sure the produce is cold. Keep some of the, you know, the water on it, or dunk it in cold water actually, and then juice it immediately. You know, specifically on the twin gear, you could drop a couple drops of like oil. Basically, the foam is being caused by all the space in between the gears, or in between when it's juicing, right? And the way it juices, it's introducing more air. Also, this runs at 57 RPMs, a lot slower than 110 RPMs, which also has to do with the foam on some levels. So yeah, basically juice roots and greens, and it's going to be a lot better in the Green Star Elite. But yeah, either of these machines produced a good quantity of leafy green juice, because in general I like to say 1 pound of greens equals about 1 cup of juice. You know, if you're using a slow juicer, now on fast, high-speed juicers, you're going to get a lot less yield, because they're not efficient at leafy greens. They're really efficient at hard vegetables, you know, and firm fruits, but not good at the leafy greens. So I guess without further ado, last thing I want to do is we're going to go ahead and taste the juice and taste the, you know, the fiber in the juice and whatnot. Hopefully we don't get too much foam here. Got a little bit of foam there, pouring out mostly the foam. Let's go ahead and try this guy for you. Straight up organic, earthbound farm baby kale juice. Man, if I didn't have hair on my chest, I'm going to have it now. That's pretty strong. So this is a relatively pulp-free. I'm not tasting any pulp in there. We're going to go ahead and pour that back in there. Let me go ahead and try the Solostar 4 juice. Much less fiber in there, so I like that. Tastes about the same. Man. Now, I don't know why anybody would want to juice straight greens, but if you want to do it, you know which juicer will juice the best. I would encourage you guys not to do the same recipe. It's pretty strong. And I do recommend maybe juicing like half as much greens, like 8 ounces of greens, plus some cucumber and some celery to make a nice balanced juice that's not going to taste overly strong. And I want to encourage you guys, if you are new into juicing, work up to juicing, you know, more hardcore things. And leafy greens are definitely one of those hardcore things for harder core people. But they are so delicious for us, and most Americans, in my opinion, simply do not get enough leafy greens in their diet. Anyways, that's it for this juice off. I will have to declare the winner, the Solostar 4 juicer for juicing leaves and greens, sprouts, and wheatgrass, microgreens. It's going to kick butt. And, you know, if you want to juice greens plus the hard veggies, then you got the Green Star Elite over here. I mean, you can't beat it. Works efficiently, it works well. Oh, last thing I want to mention, you know, now when juicing hard veggies in the Green Star Elite, you will have to push them into the machine, so it does take some more downward force. And likewise on the Solostar 4, you will have to push produce in to the machine. And that's one of the reasons actually why I like the other Tribest product, the Solostar juicer, which is a vertical single auger, which you know, is a lot easier to use than both these machines in my opinion. And I personally would choose one of those over either of these, but for juicing leafy greens, this is the best. So you got to figure out what's important to you in the end. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, hey, please give me a thumbs up to let me know. I'll do more videos with comparisons between the Solostar 4 and the Green Star Elite and other juicers that are available on the market. Also be sure to check my past episodes. I have over 400 episodes now on comparing all different kinds of juicers to one another and juicing to blending and all this kind of stuff. And also be sure to click the subscribe button so you'll be notified of upcoming episodes when I do new juice sauce, and share my wealth of knowledge with you guys so that you guys could lead a healthier lifestyle by including more fresh fruits and vegetables in your diet by using some of the appliances that we offer here at Discount Juicers. Now I also want to encourage you guys to support me and my work if you enjoyed this video to make your purchase at discountjuicers.com. So once again, this is John Kohler with discountjuicers.com. Be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors. Today I'll be giving a talk on juicers and then also demonstrating actually making green juice with juicers, and then also showing you guys how to make a soup with a juicer, you know, instead of a blender like many people make a soup with a blender.